Let's talk about the #1 way you can become more confident and really start building up yourself to be ready for interviews and real fast. Just this one tip. If you just use this one tip, you're going to be well on your way. And the first thing I'd like you to do is review your resume or CV, whatever type of thing that you use. Review that and reviewing your job history, okay? And you may think, oh, okay, I know what my job resume is. I've been sending them out, or I've been sending out these CVs or these different things. I want you to review it, and I want you to take a moment and do more than review it, actually. I want you to think back about these different positions that you've had, or maybe it's different volunteer things you've had, or different things you've done in university if you don't have much, let's say, work experience, for example. Think about these different things in your life and really focus on your great accomplishments. Focus on things where you were the star. Visualize in your mind, and this is the key word from here, is visualization. And think about in your mind's eye, and take a moment, almost meditative in a way, and think back to a position, and think about when you were great, when you were at your best, when people gave you a lot of compliments and said, boy, you did a great job in this project, or boy, you were great with this customer. Boy, I wish I could be as good as you with this particular skill or task or programming or whatever it might be. And go back over those positions and think about how you were great and when you were at your best, when you were the star of the movie. Think about it as a movie. You're the star and you want to see you at your best in this movie. And the job history will give you maybe things to think about as you look back at these jobs and say, yeah, I know I hadn't had that job for 10 years, but I remember when I was really great in doing this. Because what is that going to do for you? Two things it's going to do for you. One, it's going to actually help you prepare for interview questions, because now you'll have all these great recollections, these great stories you can use to help answer a question with. But more importantly, especially getting started, is thinking. It'll help you to think about when you were great, and what does it do? It gives you more confidence right off the bat, real fast. Really good too. Let's say maybe you've experienced a job layoff and you might be at a down part in your life. Maybe you're unhappy in your current position, and certainly job layoffs can be really, really devastating. Well, going back and looking at that resume, going back and looking at the CV, looking back at your job history and thinking about when you were a star will help bring back that confidence. I know I've interviewed many people who've been just laid off from a job and as an example, and talk about being at your lowest. That's the lowest point. But when they start looking at those types of job history, they remember like, yeah, I know I got laid off. Maybe it didn't work out with this company. Maybe the company struggled. Maybe I wasn't a good fit for the company. Doesn't matter. What matters is how great I've been in the past. And once again, pull whatever you have in the past. If you have a long job history, you might have a lot of things to pull at. Not as long a job history, doesn't matter. Just focus on those few things that you can pull out to give you your confidence, because this is what that's all about. It's first building up that confidence. And don't be shy on this either. Remember, you're the star of the movie. If you're the star, stars aren't shy. Stars really communicate and understand what they're great at. So it's a great tool to use to get started with. And I would recommend doing this first, if anything, maybe jot a note like, hey, let's review it. But more than like, yeah, I did this job. Yeah, I did that job. Oh, I remember that job. Your mind might start to wander towards, yeah, this is what I hated about this job, or I didn't really like this with this job, or I wasn't a good fit in this job. Push that aside. You want to focus on things like, yeah, but here's where I was great. Here was the small things that I was really, really good at. Or here's something I can really recollect. I'll give you one quick example from my own personal job history to help maybe frame it for you. I remember I was in a job, this is a long time ago, 15 years ago, and I still talk about it in every single interview that I have, or it comes up every once in a while, I guess. And I was in a company, and I did a special project, and very successful project, and I won a chairman's award. It was one of 10 people every year win this chairman's award from the CEO, from the chairman, out of a 50,000 person company. So it's a big company, 50,000 people, 10 people win each year. You're nominated, you get selected by the executive board, pretty big deal. So yeah, I'm not patting myself on the back, but think about how much confidence I can get from that, recollecting what I did on that project, how it was successful, how I overcame all the obstacles, how I was the star in that movie, and how I was recognized at the end. If you can find things like that, you only need a few. It's going to give you more confidence right off the bat. So the #1 way to be confident fast, look at your resume, look at your CV, look back at your job history, but think about it as when you were great and you were the star of your movie, and be confident and be ready to share.